What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Melffy deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play that I've included all sorts of spicy tech cards in this build for you guys. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like in your name description for a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting a request deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Puppy. Puppy is definitely a 3 of in the build with the ability if your opponent normally special summons a monster, except during the damage step, or if your opponent's monster targets this card for an attack, you can actually return this card back to your hand. Then you get to special summon a level 2 or lower beast monster from your deck, except to the copy of this card, which is an insane ability to use to instantly get the exact card that you need on your side of the field, like your copy of Kalantosa, so you can pop a card on the field. And all your Melffy monsters actually share a common effect that during your end phase, you can actually special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field, but you can only use each effect of them once per turn. We then play 3 copies of Caddy. Caddy is definitely a 3 of as well, and this card has the ability if your opponent normally special summons a monster, except during the damage step, or if your opponent's monster targets this card for an attack, you can actually return this card back to your hand. Then you get to add a beast monster from your deck to your hand, except to the copy of this card, instantly getting to the exact card that you need. We then play 3 copies of Wally. Wally is an insanely powerful 3 of in the deck that has the ability that basically, if this card is returned to your hand by its own effect, you actually get to special summon 2 Melffy monsters from your deck with different names from each other, except more copies of this card, which is a great effect to instantly get the exact card you want on your side of the field to help you go in for your plays. We then play 2 copies of Penny. Penny is great in the deck because this card is actually a tuner, which is going to help you go in for a lot of your synchro plays. And this card is the ability if a face-up beast monster you control was returned back to your hand this turn, except your copy of Penny, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can immediately select results, synchro summon a synchro monster using only this card you control and Melffy monsters in your hand, which is such a cool ability to help you go in for your synchro plays. Also, during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can actually target a Beast XZ monster you control and attach this card to that monster as a material, which is an insane effect. This card is one of the most unique cards in the entire build, and I absolutely love this card as a 2 of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Pony. Pony is really good as a 1 of in the build, as this card is able to let you add a level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard to your hand, which is a really cool effect. And then we play a single copy of Finny. Finny has a really cool ability as well. Now this card, if it's returned back to your hand, you get to special summon a beast monster from your hand to your side of the field, which is a really interesting effect. We then play 3 copies of Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat is so good as a 3 of in the deck, because this card lets you send this face-up card to the graveyard to special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck, instantly getting the exact cards you want on your side of the field to go in for all sorts of different plays, going in for XZ plays, going in for Link plays, even going in for Synchro plays, which is so cool. This card is actually a 1 card Naturia Beast, which is insane. We then play 2 copies of Velfon. Velfon is really good as a 2 of in the build, as this card lets you discard a card, target a level 2 or lower beast monster in your graveyard, and then special summon it in attack position or face down defense position, which you're always special summoning it in face of attack position to help you go in for more plays. And this card is also a tuner, which is really cool. We then play 2 copies of Kalantosa. Kalantosa works really well with their copy of Puppy, because this card has the ability, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a beast monster, you can target a card on the field and destroy that target, which is a really cool effect to be able to use with a bunch of different cards in this deck, but mainly your copy of Puppy, because it's going to instantly summon it to your side of the field and pop a card on the field. We then play 2 copies of Hop-Eared Squadron. Hop-Eared Squadron is great as a 2 of to basically help you go in for synchro plays during your opponent's turn, and this is actually one of the spicy tech cards in the build, but it goes into some insane synchro monsters in the extract, which is insane. We then play a single copy of Mind Mole. Mind Mole is great to be able to summon off your copy of your Rescue Cat, as this card is basically a level 3 monster that you can use with a copy of Velfon to step into Naturia Beast, which is really cool. Plus, when this card is used as a synchro material for a beast monster, you also get to draw a card, which is great effect. We then make a single copy of Alpha. Alpha is searchable in the deck, which is why I play this card as a 1-of in the build, and just basically lets you bounce multiple cards off the field, which is an insane ability for this card to have. It's just a really cool tech card in the deck that you can search, and it's just an awesome card to be able to summon in this deck. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is really good as a 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. And then we play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really good as a 3-of to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects, and it's a fantastic hand trap to be able to play in this build. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is really good as a 1-of the deck to basically just stop your opponent from hand trapping you while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Melffy Tag. Tag is really good as a 1-of the deck. This card lets you target a Melffy monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is a great effect to instantly bring back the exile card you need from your graveyard. We then play a single copy of Staring Contest. Staring Contest is probably one of the most adorable cards in the entire game, and I absolutely love this card's artwork. This card has the ability that you can reveal 1 beast monster in your hand to add a Melffy monster with a different name from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then you place the reveal card on the bottom of your deck. And you can only use this effect of this card once per turn. Also, at the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can reveal any number of Melffy monsters in your hand and then keep them revealed during the battle phase only, and monsters your opponent control lose attack equal to the combined original attack and defense of those monsters revealed by this effect, which is a pretty interesting effect for this card to have, just to drop your opponent's monsters' attack points down so we don't lose games. But this card is really good in the deck as a 1-of. We then play 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent is great as a 2-of in the build to basically let us draw 2 cards, take control of an opponent's monster, or look at our opponent's hand and choose a card from it and shuffle it into the deck, which is such a cool ability to be able to use, and I love that about this card. We then play 3 copies of Obedient Schooled. Obedient Schooled is great in the deck to help us summon out multiple beast monsters to our side of the field, because if we don't control a monster, we can special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast effect monsters with different names from our deck, but their effects are negated, and also they are destroyed during the end phase, and for the rest of this card results, you cannot special summon monsters except for beast monsters, which is totally fine because this card helps us swarm the field with all sorts of beast monsters, so we can go for multiple different XZ plays, which is really cool. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good as a 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. This card is currently one of the most powerful hand traps in the entire game. It's just a really cool 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get in to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Melffy of the Forest. This card is really good as a 2-of in the build, and it's a great card overall in this deck. This card lets you detach a material in this card to add a Melffy card from your deck to your hand, which is why you see so many 1-ofs in the spells and traps, is this card can add any Melffy card from your deck to your hand. Also, if another face-up Melffy monster you control returns back to your hand, you can add a face-up monster that your opponent controls, and it cannot attack, and also its effects are negated while face-up on the field, which is a really cool effect to be able to use, so you want to get this card out on your side of the field as quickly as possible. We then play a single copy of Joyous Melffy. Joyous Melffy is really cool as a 1-of in the build, as this card helps you OTK your opponent, because you can detach material from this card and your Melffy monsters can attack directly this turn, which is a pretty interesting effect to be able to swing in for a bunch of damage against your opponent. And also during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target a Beast XZ monster you control, return that monster back to the extract, and then special summon level 2 or lower beast monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials that monster had, which is a pretty cool ability to be able to use to get this card out of the way so you can bring it back to your side of the field later. We then play a single copy of Sky Cavalry. Sky Cavalry is great in the deck as a 1-of to help us go in for a copy of Zeus. We then play a single copy of number 2, Ninja Shadow Mosquito. This card is actually really interesting in the deck as a 1-of because it cannot be destroyed by battle, and you don't take any battle damage from battles involving it, which is a really cool ability, and all monsters your opponent control must attack if able, and when an attack is declared, you can activate one of these effects to detach a material from this card and you place a hallucination counter on one face-up monster that your opponent controls, and the effects of that monster with a hallucination counter is negated. Or you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of one monster with a hallucination counter on it, which is going to end games extremely quickly with that effect. We might see a copy of Ronin Raccoon. Ronin Raccoon is really good as a one on the deck to basically just generate tokens on your side of the field that always match the monster on the field with the highest attack points, which is a great effect to help you out big boss monsters on the field. We then play a single copy of Downer Magician. Downer Magician is great to basically get an additional material under your copy of Zeus. We then play a single copy of Zeus to help us board wipe the field. We then play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon is amazing in this deck. It's a one-of because it is so good to be able to make this card going second because it's a bounce and it's a skill drain for 3,000 or higher attack point monsters. We then play a single copy of Satellite Warrior. Satellite Warrior is great to be able to make in this deck, and it's actually very easy to make with some of the tech cards we're playing in the extract. When this card is ability, if this card is synchro summon, you can target card your opponent controls up to the number of synchro monsters in your graveyard and destroy them. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card destroyed, which is a great effect to be able to use. And it's very easy to step into because you basically step into your copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon first, and then you make your copy of your Satellite Warrior, which is so easy to do. Especially when you use your copy of Cupid Pitch to be able to make your copy of your Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. If you use your copy of Hop-Eared Squadron with Cupid Pitch, you can basically step into this card extremely easily because this card will become a level 6 tuner. Then use any other monster on your side of the field plus this to be able to step into your copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which is really cool. Then bring back your Hop-Eared Squadron and then step into your copy of your Satellite Warrior. We then make a single copy of Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast is great. This card is basically an infinite spell negate. One copy of Herald of the Arclight. Herald of the Arclight is really good because this card is basically a walking negate. One copy of Mary Melffy. This card is really cute and really fun to be able to play. As if this card is special summon, you can turn a face-up monster on the field and return it back to the hand, basically turning your copy of Penny and your copy of Hop-Eared Squadron into basically interruptions. And if your opponent normally special summons a monster, or your opponent monster targets this card for an attack, you can return this card back to your extract, then special summon a Melffy XZ monster from your extract, which is a really cool ability to help you get your copy of Melffy of the Forest on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch is great to help us step into our copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Instead, this card is synchro summon, you can increase or decrease this card's level by the level of the tuner, which is going to be 2. You always want to increase it to a level 6 tuner, then use another level 2 on your side of the field to step into Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Bring back your tuner back to your side of the field, and then once you do, you basically step into your Satellite Warrior, helping you pop 2 cards on the field because you have your copy of Cupid Pitch and Excel Synchro in the graveyard to help you pop 2 cards and make your copy of Satellite Warrior go all the way up to basically 4,500, which is insane. Plus, this card helps you search out an additional monster from your deck to your hand. If it's sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you actually get to add a level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand, which is a really cool effect to add the exact card that you need. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Melffy deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try. It's actually relatively budget, which is really nice, and it's so fun to be able to play, to summon out all your different Melffys to your side of the field, make their effects go off, and go in for game. So, that's going to be for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.